everyone. October is Bullying Awareness Month, and so I was thinking about what I wanted to share this month, and I really came to the realization that it was important for me to share why I was a bully for a short time in middle school. I feel that this is important because a lot of times people think that bullies are just mean people who have no feelings, and that's not exactly true. I shared a little bit last year in my vlog, From Bully to Bullied, and in that vlog it was called How It Changed My Ability to Be a Friend. But today I want to dive a little deeper in this, as I think it can shed some light on those who are being bullied and those who are being bullies, to reflect on why they are doing what they're doing. Now, I used to take it so personal, and I can look back now and see how it wasn't always the case. Now, I can't speak for every case that bullying happens, but this was my experience. When I look back, I can see the earliest time of me being mean to others really began in 5th grade. And I'm sure I had moments previous to this. I was not a perfect child. But this was when it really began to escalate and be a regular part of my life. I was 11 years old and I was quite awkward. And the fact that I was always the tallest girl in my class, I just really did not like what I saw when I looked in the mirror. And this is where my friends were starting to like boys, and I felt pressure to do the same. And some of the boys were mean to me, mean to others, and vocal about not being interested in me. And so my insecurities grew astronomically. I was always so afraid that somebody would say something mean to me out loud in front of others. So to avoid that from happening, I began picking on a girl who was a year older than me. And I thought by keeping the attention on her that nobody would point me out. Nobody would call me out. I also had a friend at this time that loved when I would pick on this specific girl. I don't know why. But every time we were together and she would see this girl, she'd say to me, "What are you going to say today?" and start laughing. And I felt pressure to continue saying these things as if my friendship with this girl depended on it. Now, I'm not blaming this other girl or even the boys in my class, but these are the things that began to happen that made the bullying escalate and continue. Now, when I was actually bullied, I began to see how much my words and pain caused this person that I had been bullying, and I had never thought about that before. I had just thought that it was keeping the attention off of me. So this is where things changed in my life, of how I saw bullying was hurting others and was hurting to me. Now, a different example of this was a couple years down the road when I was having a conversation with one of my classmates who was a bully to others. And I remember him telling me in sadness that his friends pressured him to be mean to others, but how much he hated it. He didn't know how to stop, as his friends were constantly nagging him. Now, I told him to stand up to his friends because he was going to regret it later on. I knew that firsthand, that regret. But I don't know what actually ended up happening. I did see, though, how much he hated doing this, and I'll never forget the conversations that we had. When I look back and see the girl, another example, that bullied me the most, I could never understand why she hated me so much. I now look back, though, and see that her dad was employed by my parents' grocery store, and my parents fired him because he was an alcoholic and wasn't showing up for work. And she probably looked at my life and thought it was perfect and was mad at my parents, so she took it out on me. Maybe she was even embarrassed by her dad and didn't want me to tell others the situation. So I can see now that more than likely, she was hurting on the inside a lot. So if you're being bullied today, please know that this person bullying you is very likely hurting on the inside. They may be trying to take their hurt and pain and put it on you. Now, this doesn't make it right, and I'm not trying to come up with reasons to make it right, but it's so important that there is a probable reason of why they're doing this. They may be jealous, they may be hurting, they maybe even have a crush on you and don't know how to tell you. I actually had one boy where this was happening, and I would have never believed that this was the way he would go about trying to attract me to him. I could not believe this when I found it out later. But again, this does not make it right. I don't want to justify this in any way, but I'm hoping that this can help. Now today, if you're a bully, if you're being mean to others, stop right now and think about what you're doing. Think about who you're hurting. Please stop. Take the time to look inward, like I'm doing today, at why you feel a need to do this. What's going on at home? Please talk to someone, a teacher or a counselor, about this so that you can instead be kind to others. Now, I know it's hard when you feel awkward, when things at home are far from perfect, but please take the time to process through these difficulties so that you can stop the cycle of pain. I have my class reunion coming up, and I'll tell you, people remember what you say. People remember what you did. Determined today to be kind. If you are being bullied today, please tell someone, a teacher, a counselor, a loved one that you can trust. Reach out for help. This is something that needs to be talked about, as no one deserves to be mistreated. The hotline for Stop Bullying Now, the number is 1-800-273-8255. It's a helpline set up by the U.S. Department, and also the Suicide Prevention Hotline. I guess is the same number, 1-800-273-8255. Reach out for help today, and if you are being bullied, just know that this does not have to last forever. And be above these people. Don't let them get to you. Don't let them get on the inside of you, because you have such a bright future and you can make it through this. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you identified with this, please comment below. Check out my YouTube channel, subscribe, and be sure and subscribe to my social media. See you soon.